Did you know that $500,000 is enough to feel financially secure for life? But don't fret if you think this number is impossible to get to. We'll show you Graham Stephan's easy way to build wealth starting from nothing, all the way to $500,000 and more. Be sure to watch until the end, where we'll give you a tip so you can save even faster. 1. Get an average American salary. Many of you already likely have the average American salary, or even more. But just to be clear, this method is based on having at least $31,000 every year. If not, then work on building to get this basic paycheck before you attempt any other steps. 2. Minimize every cost. Once you've gained a steady income of at least $31,000, it's time to start minimizing every cost you can. In America, the average person will spend around $18,000 of their hard-earned money on non-essential items, and that's one of the best places to cut costs. If you're struggling to find out what's essential and what's non-essential, before buying something, ask yourself the question, do I need this item to live? If the answer is no, then it's non-essential. It's also important to cut your essential living expenses as much as possible. For example, take the time to cook from home and avoid eating out as much as possible. If you need transportation to get to work, then make sure you get a used, reliable car that's gas efficient to save as much as possible. When it comes to your living situation, it's necessary to apply the same rules. If you can live with your parents, take advantage of it so you can save money. If you can't do that, then consider living with roommates or even moving locations to make work more accessible. 3. Start saving your money. After you've cut your expenses as much as possible, it's time to start saving the extra money you have every month. If you properly apply frugal living and discretionary spending, then it shouldn't be too difficult to save $200 every month or $2,400 every year. The place to invest this money is in a Roth IRA and buy a broad index fund like VTSAX. This will give you tax-free profits, you'll have the benefits of long-term growth, and you'll even get some dividends which you can reinvest into your Roth IRA. 4. Get a side hustle. Now that you've reliably started saving money, it's time to augment your income, and this frugal living tip is the perfect way to do that. Assuming you work a typical 9-to-5 job, you'll likely have some extra time in the evenings for creating a small business or having a second job. For example, you could be an Uber driver on the weekends or start a YouTube channel. With as little as $35 a night for 4 nights a week, you can save up to $560 extra every month for savings, and this can help propel you to $500,000 in no time. 5. Switch jobs often. This may sound crazy, but a study has found that people who switch jobs every 2 years make 50% more income than those who stay for extended periods at a job. And another study has shown that even switching your job just once averages an increase of 15% on your annual salary. So, if you follow this job-changing strategy, then you can see onwards of $390 extra per month. At this point, it would take you 18 years to get $500,000 and find financial stability. And within 30 years, you would have enough to retire comfortably. But that's only assuming that you never increase your income or your savings. 6. Aiming for more. Utilizing your annual salary increase through job changes and raises, you should see consistent growth in your income. In year 3 or 4, with a 15% increase in salary from $31,000, you should be sitting at $46,500 every year. If you take the difference in the amount of savings you have available, then you should be saving close to $10,000 a year for investing. This should ultimately get you to $500,000 in only 13 years, and that's not even with the growth of your side hustle. 7. Watch out for lifestyle inflation. The last tip is a warning to make sure you can save your money to build wealth the fastest way possible. Typically, when someone's salary grows, they'd like to reward themselves. For example, if your salary increases from $45,000 to $60,000, you may start to eat out more or spend a little more on non-essentials. While these changes are usually insignificant to your savings plan, it's not the case when you jump from $60,000 to $90,000. At this point, people will typically get a bigger apartment or buy a newer case because they can afford it. When your salary increases from $90,000 to $150,000, you may opt to buy a new home and get an even newer car. Spending when you have more is not bad, but when you don't save more as your income increases, then you'll never find financial freedom and build wealth. For instance, 60% of millennials who make $100,000 a year say they live paycheck to paycheck because they aren't saving more as their salary increases. The way around this is to make sure that as your salary increases, you keep your expenses the same and invest the difference immediately. For example, if you have a salary increase from $45,000 to $60,000, you wouldn't change your lifestyle, but simply save more. This will allow you to build wealth easily and quickly, and with a bit of discipline and patience, find financial freedom. You've learned how easy it can be to build up $500,000 starting from scratch, but you don't know the best ways to save money on low income. Fortunately for you, we've made a video that gives you the best 8 tips to save on crazy low income. Click here so that you can have all the results you really want.